How y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we got a special request video from Rocket Foot556. Rocket Foot556. He wanted to know if you could swap the blades between an arcade and an AD20.5. And I must admit, the shark's fins look exactly the same to me on these. But we're gonna see what the blade tangs and everything else looks like too, and see if the blade would actually fit. I sort of don't think that this blade would fit in this handle because the blade is a little bit longer, and this one goes pretty close to the end of the handle, so I don't think there'd be enough room for that. But this blade might be able to fit in this handle because it's a little bit shorter. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out, people. Let's take them apart and find out. We need a T6 and a T10. Using my Weehaw tools. Let's pop loose the pivots first. This one has a blade that you would actually use that you can buy from arcade. From Flytanium, the arcade replacement blade. This is a 20 CV Tonto blade. You can get them in satin finish or in DLC finish. This one's DLC. This one has both of these have titanium handles, 20 CV blades. Titanium pocket clips. This one has titanium back spacer. This one's using the stock steel barrel spacers. All right, got one apart. Let's take this one apart. Let's keep all these parts together. Absolutely love both of these knives, people. These are like two of my favorite knives. Favorite shark lock knives, should I say. The number one fidgeters for me are the shark lock folders. Though I do love, a lot of the other folders too. I love, the spider codes with the compression lock and the ball bearing lock. I like the ram lock and the Microtech. That one's a fun one too. I like axis locks. A lot of locks I like. And everybody's got a different name for an axis lock, and I absolutely love them all. Can't remember all the different names, but there's a ton of different names for them now. This one feels like it's going to pull the whole thing up. There we go. Put the pins back in here. All right. So let's go ahead and swap the blades out. I'm going to take the bearing off of this one so I don't get them mixed up. Okay, let's see what happens. This is the bearing for that one. Oh, we lost the pivot. But I can tell right now it's not going to work, people. Even though I'm using the shark fin from this one, I mean from my arcade, but there's a gap. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a gap right here. So that means that the blade, if it locks up, it's going to be overextended up. So I don't think that would work. The blade tangs must be a different size. That would be my guess. Let's see how this one fits on this one. I just lost a spring, just shot out. But that one doesn't even work at all. So you can see how that is. So that answers that question. No, it won't work. Let's compare the shark fins. See if I get this one off without losing. Put this blade over here, this one over here. That bearing goes over there. Got the bearing over here. Don't want to get mixed up. So let's take a look at the shark's fins. Got a pin in this one. Hold on. Okay, let's take a look at the shark's fins now. I think they're identical. They look pretty much identical, people. Look at all the fitment in here. That's what you need to look at. And how the lengths are exactly the same. What's different is the blade tang on the knives. The blade tang on the knives is what seems to be different. But the shark's fins themselves, they look exactly the same. Let's compare the blades next to each other. Kind of hard to do because one has a thumbstead in it. Let me see what we can do here. The base of the blade looks the same. And the blade tang, and right in here looks the same. But what's different is where the stop pin meets the blade tang. That's what's different. Yep, it's slightly different, people. This one is shorter and this one extends out further. So that's not going to work. I'm sure they did that on purpose because they probably wanted to make them slightly different so you couldn't swap the parts. That you'd have to buy parts from, each manufacturer or each maker. That'd be my guess. It's all about everything's always about marketing. I'm going to put this one back together. It's got lots of lube on it. I'm not even going to put lube on it. It's already got lots of nice lube on it. Got all the pins in. All right. I absolutely love my Shark Lock folders, people. I think they're the best. I think Shark Lock folders make the best small knives, small folders. What I call a small folder, 4 inches and under. I'm not talking about mega folders. I'm talking about small folders. I even think a mega folder would be nice in one of these kind of locks. I'd like to try one out. I understand the Demko's got an XL this year. I think it's just a 4-inch blade though. It's not like really like a mega folder. I may be wrong though. I haven't heard the dimensions of it. I think it's supposed to be longer and wider or something like that. But I think it's just a little bit bigger, not a whole lot bigger. Not into what I would call a mega folder size. Finger tight. Finger tight. Finger tight. Perfectly centered. It's a little bit too tight. Loosen up just a touch. Right there. Still a little bit tight, but it's okay. Okay, we got to find a spring for this one. We got a spring pop out on us. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If not, I'm going to have to hit the pause. Looks like I have to hit the pause. Yep, we have one pop out on us, people. I'm going to find it real quick, and we'll put this one back together. All right, we're back in business. We're back in business. Found the spring. Okay, let's go ahead and toss this one back together. I'm going to put a little extra lube on this one. Feels a little bit dry. I've been playing with this one a lot. I'm not playing with it. I'm training with it. All right. Need a bearing. I'm using the AD20 bearings in this one. That's the reason why I didn't want to mess up the bearings. I have some more bearings on order. But the AD20 bearings, AD20.5 bearings I had in here earlier were a little bit worn out. I think that's the reason why they weren't in a knife. There were probably some old bearings. And so I put a set of brand new AD20 bearings in it. But they're still not the exact right bearings. And I have a set of the proper bearings coming for it. Because these have a quarter-inch pivot as opposed to a 6mm pivot. A little bit different. And I like to have things perfect, but these bearings fit in here just fine though. So, you know, they can work, you can use either bearings if you have to. All right. I'm absolutely loving this one, people. I've been absolutely loving this knife. I love the way the finish is. The way the finish came out on it when we anodized it. It seems to be real durable too, a durable finish compared to like some of the other finishes I've done that sort of like, you know, get like pocket worn pretty quick. This one's holding up really good. I've been carrying it every day since I made it. And the finish looks just like it did the first day I did it. I think that has to do with it not being a totally polished knife. I think when you have like a stock finish, this one was a stock, I think it was like a stone wash finish. And also I polished was the spine and the grip area of it, and the butt end and the fore end of it. But I didn't polish the flats or the pineapple pattern part of the handle scale. I left that just totally stock finish. And I love the way it came out. Perfectly centered. Boom, there it is there. Absolutely love these people. Beautiful knives. Highly recommend any of the Shark Lock folders. Well, that answers that question for you there. Rocket Foot556. I hope that gives you your answer. No, you cannot do that. No, you cannot swap the knife blades with the different models. Even though they do look very much alike. When I say very much alike, they look exactly like as far as the shark's fin. The shark fin looks exactly alike to me. From what I've been told, though, the shark fins are made for each knife, so you're not, I mean, they're fitted to each knife blade tang, so you don't want to mix them up because you might get a weird fitment. Might get some up and down blade play or something like that. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Even though it probably work, it probably may not work perfectly, though. Absolutely love it. And where I learned about that from is from John Demko. When I had to have a knife refurbished, and he told me about the shark fins and the blade tangs. These are some awesome knives, people. Let's weigh them out. We never weighed this one out to show you what the weight difference is, huh? As a matter of fact, people, I'm going to hit the pause real quick because I'm going to go get the gold one. Be right back. All right, everybody, let's get into doing some weighing. I just want to show you what the weight differences are. These have all been modified. None of these knives are stock. None of them are stock. They're all completely modified. So I'm just want to show you what the modification weight is with these. This is an aluminum one, 6061 aluminum handle scales with a titanium backspacer, Mohawk backspacer, and titanium pocket clip. It's got steel hardware and fat carbon Mars lava insert with a 20 CV replacement blade that you can purchase. Tonto replacement blade is a saber hollow ground with a flat ground tip with a swedge on top. It's 3.2 millimeters thick, 3 1/4 inches long. Let's see how much everything weighs. Okay, let me clean this off a little bit. Get a little dusty there. 3.7 ounces. 3.7 ounces. Now this one is a titanium kit that I did from Flytanium. It's got the titanium scales, and it's also got titanium hardware. The pivot, the screws, and all that, it's all titanium. Even the thumb studs are titanium. And I anodized them all to 55 volts with gold and to gold. Pocket clips titanium also. This has a Japanese AUS 10A blade, the blade that this knife came with. And it's DLC coated. Beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites. It's got a saber flat ground blade with a swedge at top. It's a drop point blade. Shark fin and everything's all DLC coated. And it's got the black barrel spacers in it that the knife came with. See what the weight difference is on this one. 4.1 ounces. 4.1 ounces. So we have a 3.7, 4.1. Now this one is made pretty much like the gold one. Only difference is that it has steel hardware. Steel hardware. It has a titanium Mohawk backspacer, titanium pocket clip, Flytanium pocket clip, arcade pocket clip. The blade is the exact same. It's a replacement blade, 20 CV blade with a saber hollow ground with a flat ground tip. It's got the stock. I think these are aluminum. I'm not sure. They might be either aluminum or titanium, but I think the stock ones that came with the light models, that's where I got this thumb studs from, are aluminum. I can't say that they're titanium. I haven't tried to anodize them or anything yet. So I'm just going to say that there might be aluminum. But they might be titanium too. We'll find out eventually on that too. But we'll see how much this one weighs. 4.3 ounces. 4.3 ounces. A little bit heavier than the gold one. And the difference is the hardware. Other than that, these knives are pretty much identical. Okay, now we get into the heavyweights. This is the heavy guy. 5.6 ounces. 5.6 ounces. 5.6 ounces. Let's do it this way so you can see the pocket clips, right? Anodize all these pocket clips. I want to show them off. This one's a right-hand carry, so most of these I've done, but that I've done lately are left-hand carries because I like to carry a smaller knife in my left-hand pocket, my bigger knife in the right-hand pocket. My smaller knife, favorite knife size, it's got to be right around 3 inches, people. Right around 3-inch blade size. And that's pretty much what all these are. All right, this one right here is pretty much just like this one. It's got the 20 CV blade. They both have back spacers. They both have original goat kits. This one's done in pineapple pattern. This one's done in shark's tooth pattern. They both have the Lynch Northwest titanium pocket clips. They both have skip bearings inside. They both have the exact same blades. You got the drop point or spear point, 20 CV blade from Demko knives, big pivot knives. This one weighed 5.6 ounces. Let's see how much the aluminum one weighs. This is titanium, this one's aluminum. .5 ounces. 4.5 ounces. A little bit over an ounce, 1.1 ounces lighter. That's a big difference in a small knife. I actually like the weight of this one, people. But I love this knife because the titanium, I can anodize it. I know you can anodize aluminum, but it's a little bit more involved process where you have to buy RIT dye and all that kind of other stuff. With titanium, the color is in the electric anodizing. That's where the colors come from. You don't buy any colors to color anything. The color comes from your your volts that you pump through the titanium. This one right here, this is the G10 model, 20 CV blade. They're all slicers. This is Flytanium scales. I had Flytanium modify small pivot scales into big pivot scales for me. They did that. Works perfectly. Oh yeah, and skiffs and Lynch Northwest pocket clip. 3.8 ounces. 3.8 ounces. So in this one, that's the heavy one. Second heaviest, lightest. So that sort of lets you know what the difference is, especially like between the titanium, because these two knives are very much identical, people. As far as like the type of parts that are in them, they both have, the same. They both have scale kits from Original Goat. They both have back spacers from Original Goat. They both have pocket clips from Lynch Northwest. They both have skip bearings inside. They both have exact same blades. They both have stainless steel liners. And there's an ounce difference between this and the titanium. 4.5, 5.6. So that's just a little something I just wanted to put out there for you guys. Let you guys see what the differences are. But these knives right here, people, I absolutely love these knives. These are my favorite small knives out of all small knives. The other small knife that you don't see out here that I like a lot is the Cub. I really like the Cubs too. The Cubs are really cool when you just want to carry really like a micro-sized knife. I would call, because Cubs is like 2.75 inches long for the blade length, and it's like a 2.4 millimeter thickness. So it's a super thin blade, but it's a very good utility knife, very excellent slicer knife. For doing slicing, food prepping and stuff like that. For small items. But to me, this is the perfect size. I like the 3-inch, the 3.25 inch, 3.2 inch blades. 3-inch blades are nice too. Like on the shark's foot. The shark's foot has a 3-inch blade. The clip blade is a 3.2 inch blade, just like the spear. And these are a little bit longer. These are 3.2 4.25 inches long, and they're lighter. These are light, these are very lightweight compared to these, made out of the same materials. This one's made out of titanium with all stainless steel hardware, except for the titanium pocket clip and the titanium Mohawk backspacer. 4.3 ounces. 4.3 ounces. How much does aluminum one weigh? 4.5. So even in aluminum, for a knife that's the exact same size, pretty much, exact same handle size, everything, is very close, people. It's not even, 3.25 and 3.2 inches for blade length is the same to me. It's not even really a measurable difference or anything. It's not that big of a deal. But this one with titanium is still lighter than this one with aluminum. And they both have, full liners. I mean, not full liners, but full handle scale, full metal handle scale kits with back spacers. They both have shark's fin, shark lock. They both have the same thickness of blade. This one has a longer blade. They both have titanium pocket clips, and they both have steel hardware. And they both have steel liners, but this one is more of a partial liner, whereas this one's a full liner. And that's probably where a lot of the weight difference comes from, is in the liners that are in these. But that's my explanation of these, people. I hope everybody, gets a chance to see this. That's wondering about the differences in these two knives. And they're very similar. To me, these are easier to carry because they're lighter, thinner, and flatter. So, they don't imprint inside your pants pockets or anything like that. This is good for like an environment where you're carrying a knife where maybe people don't like you to carry knives. Or maybe knives aren't that accepted or something like that. This is flatter and it's a lot more concealable than something like this. But even these, with the flat scales, are very concealable too, but I prefer the thick scales. And the thick scales makes them a little bit less, allows them to imprint in your pants a little bit. Whereas these have thin scales. Let's compare the aluminum in weight too to the titanium. This is aluminum. Aluminum, 3.7 ounces. That's the aluminum kit with the back spacer, everything. Titanium pocket clip. Again, 4.5. Major difference, people. Major difference. Major difference in weight. All right, people. Well, that's about all I got for you right now. I'm going to do another video a little bit later. And it's going to be a science. It's going to be a science project. But you can stay tuned for another one too after this one. Peace out. Stiletto.